All right, here we are at the wonderful Half Moon Resort in Jamaica. A feature of this golf course will be very compact sand in the bunkers, something that terrifies the majority of golfers. I'm going to show you a couple of quick ways to get out with some degree of control. Okay, the important thing here is that you're putting on the next shot, maybe not hitting it stiff, especially to this flag, short-sided, onto a downslope, green going away from you with some pace, so very hard to get it close. I'm going to show you two methods to get the ball out of the sand every time. First one is going to be pretty non-traditional in that when I set up, I'm going to be fairly tall. The shaft of the club is going to be up and the toe of the club is going to be slightly down and face open. Okay, face open. Stroke-wise, it's going to be very in line, and what I mean by that is there's not a lot of arcing inwards of the club head. Feels like it goes back in a very straight line, not a lot of wrist action, okay, so it's fairly wide, and the strike on the ground is going to be with this toe section of the sole. It should pop up a reasonable trajectory. It's not going to be high. Importantly though, the club isn't going to dig in, it's not going to bounce off the ground very easily, so the contact is going to be almost guaranteed to be acceptable. Let's have a look. To get close, it'll probably have to bounce just on the fringe if I'm being realistic. Narrow stance, toe of the club down, fairly wide. See it just going away. I mean, that was a pretty good effort. See the club's gone through the sand really easily. It's not dug in particularly deep, certainly not bounced into the golf ball. All right, so that is method number one. Number two is going to be a little bit more traditional in that the shaft of the club is going to be down, the face is going to be twisted open. There's going to be some wrist action. And the difference for me here is the intent with how you're delivering the club into the sand versus a regular bunker shot. Regular bunker shots, I like it to go through pretty shallow, not get too much depth underneath the golf ball, but here that's not an issue. You can see the sand depth is pretty minimal. Could be less, but it's pretty minimal. So here I don't really need to worry about the club going too far under. So I'm going to try and get a bit steeper, so more wrist hinge, club's going to come up more, and I'm going to send the club down, specifically maybe even the heel part of the sole, to a spot very, very tight to the golf ball. It's still going to be a controlled swing. It's not an explosion. The ball should pop out with more trajectory, potentially more spin depending on the type of sand and the moisture in the sand. So let's have a look. Again, it's going to have to go left of the flag, probably just on the fringe to get it close. Goes onto the green, it's probably going to be 15 feet long. Face open, shaft down, steep. I have an intended entry point very, very close, going to try and pop it. You see the face is much more open than the other shot. I couldn't have played it much better. You see it just taking the hill and funneling down. It's maybe a foot closer than the first golf ball, but both results that I would take. I'm putting uphill for my next shot. I've got a chance for par.